Hi, guys. Or, well, right now it looks like there is one person here, so hi, one person. And I can't tell who it is because it doesn't show me. But hello. Oh, hi. Hi, how are you? I'm good. I just got home. I'm on my first in a year and a half actual vacation where I told my work that they're not allowed to bother me because everywhere I've gone so far, even when I went on the fellowship trip. Hi, Dan. Hi, Maria. Hi, Jonathan. Hi, Iz. Hi, Prexis. Hi, Drew. Hi, Terry. And hi, Frost. Okay, let me put on my glasses. Because if I put on my glasses, then I can actually see what everyone is saying. I just took them off. Where did I put them? That was so stupid. I literally just had them on. And I don't know where I put this, so dumb. Okay. Am I going crazy? I literally just had these on. Okay, one sec. I feel like I'm losing my mind because I legitimately just had my glasses on and then I don't know what I did with them. I probably put them in some like weird, unsuspecting location. They're also like translucent. Well, they're very thin glasses. So stupid. And I'm gonna have a hard time finding them now because they're literally like they're very thin frames and they're sheer. Okay, well that's stupid. And lovely, I guess. I definitely did that when I was like changing my t-shirt for my sleep t-shirt a little while ago. I'm gonna have to find them. And I really need to not forget to find them tomorrow because they're the type of item that can get like lost around the place. Oh, okay. Well, hi Judy. And hi everyone. So so basically I am on my first vacation in like, I don't know, a year and a half. And it's an actual vacation because even when I went on the fellowship trip, which where I had no time because I was legitimately studying and doing a fellowship, I was working. And this time I took an actual vacation at work and I was like, you're not allowed to contact me until I come back because I really need to just have a vacation. And you don't look like you're at the beach, however. I'm not at the beach. My best friend was going to Copenhagen and she does this every year. She's from New York and she was already going, so I kind of tagged along with her. And I will tell you that Denmark is a beautiful country, but it literally, like, it's expensive to breathe in Copenhagen. It is such an expensive city. I heard that it was expensive and I heard that it was like New York prices, but I would say that it's a lot more expensive than New York. And it's beautiful, like, don't get me wrong. It's very beautiful. It's very evident that like all of their taxes go to the right places and that they get reinvested into like the society, and that people definitely, like, the people that live here definitely benefit from like all of the government programs and stuff. And they have like good salaries and they have like a really good income to cost of living situation, basically. And it's a beautiful country. It's very clean here in Copenhagen. There are lots of like coffee shops and their coffee is amazing. There are lots of restaurants. It's like a culinary capital of maybe the world, honestly. But it's just like very unattainable. Oh, thank you so much, Dan. But it's very unattainable and it's very like, it's a strange place. Malmo, Sweden is 36 minutes on the train from here, and you can take like Danish metro basically there. Or you can use the same metro pass to go there. And we went, and I would say that, and Malmo is like one of the worst cities in Sweden. So it's not Stockholm. Stockholm is like 8 hours away by car. But point is that even though it's like one of the worst cities in Sweden, it's I thought that it was still pretty much the same as Copenhagen, architecture wise, and like the things that you can do there. I found my glasses finally. The things that you can do there, like it has all the same stores or like very similar. I mean, it doesn't have all of the like, you know, brand name boutiques and all of that stuff, but it has like all the same like Scandi brands. It has all the same sort of like food and stuff like that. It has all the same architecture, very similar, and it's like 1/3 of the price. So I now really want to go to Stockholm at some point because I feel like it's going to be a very similar experience in terms of like the vibe, the general vibe of the city, but a lot more affordable. Because Copenhagen, honestly, I was not expecting it to be like this bad. You found your glasses? Yeah, I did. Because I was like, wait, maybe I left them in the kitchen. So thank you so much again, again, Dan. I heard the Norwegian crown prince visited Kyiv. Maybe. Had a watch party for Eurovision last weekend. Oh, I didn't watch it. But I know who won. Gothenburg. Interesting. I also really want to go to Oslo. We met these two Norwegian girls on my first day here, because Gabby got in here earlier, and it was Norway Day that day, and so they were wearing like their national attire, and it was so beautiful. And it was so beautiful. Like everyone sort of they were wearing these like beautiful ornate kind of shirts and skirts, and their like the belts that they use for their traditional skirts are very similar to the belts we use with our traditional skirts in Ukraine. So it was like really cool to see another nation celebrate their culture and heritage. It was really nice. Weird question, but do you notice a difference in how much people smoke in Ukraine versus New York? No. I will say that a lot of people smoke in Copenhagen though, because you can smoke cigarettes on terraces of like cafes and stuff like that. But in Ukraine, you can't smoke cigarettes on like a terrace of a cafe. And so I don't think I see people smoking that often. I honestly haven't seen people smoke cigarettes in Ukraine in a very long time. My mom does. But just like bystanders on the street, um, I don't really see that. I think more people vape, and there is this thing called IQOS, which is like a very popular thing in Europe. And that's what I see people smoke the most, which is like I don't know how to explain it. It's like an alternative for smoking. So that's what it is. But yeah. How are you guys? Oh, also I've been trying, well, I haven't even been trying. I've been filming quite a bit. I've been filming quite a bit of like exploring Copenhagen kind of content, because it originally started with me wanting to record a video of a side by side of Gabby getting to Copenhagen from New York versus me getting to Copenhagen from Kyiv, because realistically it should take me 2 hours to fly, but obviously Ukrainian airspace is closed. So it took me 48 hours in total to get to Copenhagen, while it took Gabby like what, 6 hours. So I originally like asked her to film her journey, and I filmed mine, and I wanted to put it like side by side to show how much longer it took me. And then because I was already, so I'm really bad at like filming traveling content or like lifestyle content or anything like that, because it's just not my thing. But because I was already trying, and I'm really bad at editing it. Like I'm really bad at making it like look interesting and whatever, because I'm just like, I'm not, I'm not the type of person who like knows what to film and how to film and stuff like that. But because I was already like filming this sort of like a travel with us and see the difference type of thing, and I was kind of like, oh, this is missing and that is missing. I need like, a shot of that and a shot of that to make it interesting. when I got here, I was like, oh, let me try. And I actually ended up, uh, oh, hi, Dave. That's so cool that you're on a ship in the Mediterranean. Also, yes, it is, but that's like so cool. I hope you're enjoying your vacation. Uh, so, um, so basically, yeah, I ended up kind of like filming, I guess, a bunch of stuff and then putting it together. And I have so many videos that are not the usual stuff that I film to kind of like share. And I don't know if I'm ever gonna post them, but they're all like ready and edited. I just don't necessarily know if it's the type of stuff that I don't know anyone wants to see really. I just kind of thought it would be like cool to show Denmark to people. There has been a huge strike on a group of Ukrainian soldiers under training in Sumy. Any news? I haven't seen any. I can look up updates right now, but to be honest with you, um, I just got back home like a couple of minutes ago, and my friend is out with like a friend that she knows from here at dinner, and I went on this like 2.5 hour walk around Copenhagen by myself, and I walked about 20 something thousand steps today. So I was exhausted, and I don't really have like internet when I'm not in like in our Airbnb, or if I'm not like or if I'm not connected to Wi-Fi. So I haven't seen anything, but let me see. Um well, there are a lot of heads going onto Sumy right now. Sumy has been Sumy has been targeted a lot in the past, I don't know, couple of months, really, not even weeks. It's been really, really, really bad for them. Every single time there is an airstrike on Kyiv, or every single time that I've seen an airstrike, like big airstrikes on Ukraine in general, Sumy gets hit really hard. Let me see. Um, 1 second. I don't see anything really right now, any updates about Sumy. Um, yeah, there was a woman who shielded her son and ended up being killed by an airstrike instead. Um, yeah, I don't see anything like that. I don't see any updates at the moment about that. And yes, Crown Prince did arrive to Kyiv. Mm, mm. Trump says that he's ready to back out from talks between Ukraine and Russia if there is no progress. How many times has he said that? There has not been any progress, and he still hasn't backed out because he keeps saying that Putin is ready for peace, and there is a massive progress, and he has a really good feeling. I'm so tired of Trump. So tired. Um. Mhm. Okay. This doesn't sound like something to be perused during vacation. Well, I mean, like, you can't I mean, right, like, I'm not working, right? But I want to know the news. But I want to know what's happening in Ukraine. I did, to be honest, like, for the first time ever, I turned off air alerts on my phone. So I see, so I kind of like, well, I turned off the sound. I see when an air alert happens because I get like a notification, it pops up on my screen, but I turned off the sound because here's what I realized. I wake up every hour, no matter whether I'm in Kyiv or I'm here or like literally anywhere else. I wake up every hour during the night. And it's been like, so it used to be very, it's such a weird like sort of thing because I have to give you like pretext before saying what I was about to say. So I used to have a really hard time waking up, and I would not hear any of my alarms. So I would basically like have 3 4 alarms before I would even hear them. Well, I have a thyroid condition too, which makes me like really tired and all of that stuff. But anyways, so I used to have a really hard time waking up, and I would have like 4 alarms before I would have to have 4 alarms go off before I would even hear one. And then in the past like year and a half, I think since I've moved to Ukraine, I basically wake up with no alarms. And the reason why I wake up um, with no alarms is because I like wake up every hour pretty much during the night for like a couple of minutes, then I look at the time and then I go back to sleep. And I think the reason why that's happening is because of air raids, because they basically wake you up in the middle of the night, and I'm so used to waking up at random times during the night that I now wake up every hour, and it's just like my biological, like, I don't know, rhythm, or like my, my circadian rhythm is really screwed. And so now that I'm not in Ukraine and I'm on a vacation, I like literally do not have air raids, and I'm only here for like 5 days, so it's not like it's a huge amount of time. I still wake up every hour at night, so I figured, because there is not necessarily actual danger, if there are air raids, because I want to know about them, right? I want to like, if there is something major happening, I want to know that it's happening, and I want to like text everyone I care about. So I'll see the notifications pop up on my screen, and I will just see that it's happening, but it will not be waking me up. You know what I'm saying? As in, like, I will not be waking up an extra time because of the air raid. Okay. Cat. Oh, hi, Cat. Lockheed Martin said they may open a factory in Germany to produce GMLRS back to SME for Patriot and other things. So that's good. Yeah, that's really good. History began on July 4th, 17th. Everything before that was a mistake. Are you a Dem or a Rep? Why? Like, why? I feel like anytime someone, see, like, here's the thing. Anytime someone asks that, it's never with like a good intention, right? But uh, I hate passionately um the mobster of a person that currently presides over the United States of America. And no, I have literally, first of all, I hate that there is a two-party system in the United States, because if we get very deep into it, first of all, I'm Ukrainian, right? So I vote in Ukraine. I don't vote in the United States. I'm not like, there is not, there is not, there is really not, kind of like a reason for me to be either. But, um, with the fact that there are only two parties in America, Democrats. However, I would say that my political beliefs don't actually identify with either. It's just that, like, the Democratic Party, I don't worry about, I don't like worry about my life going to sleep when I'm in the US. with the Republican Party in charge and the fascism that they're bringing in, I do. But realistically, I think that the two-party system in the US is awful, and I also think that like the Democrats have kind of shown absolutely no resolve, and I don't think I like either, but I definitely between Democrats and Republicans, Democrats. Hmm. Oh, hi, Taz. Тому що ніхто не розуміє тут українською, у мене канал англомовний. Але загалом я відповідаю українською, я просто не завжди бачу коментарі. I mean, Trump candidate for godhood also tells me everything I need to know. So like, you know. What's the best thing you ate on vacation? So, oh, this is going to be a very, 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 very controversial one. But so Copenhagen is like the culinary capital of the world. My friend Gabby comes here because well, she works in like food tech. She loves restaurants and she's like gluten, lactose, dairy, and grain free. Okay. So she likes very like specific things. And I've gone to a couple of places here, and I will tell you with the utmost confidence that literally most food that I've had in Kyiv in any given restaurant is much better than all the food I've had here. And yes, there are definitely places here that are really amazing where chefs are like especially trained. Where chefs are like, they're Michelin stars and stuff like that. But if we talk about coming into a random restaurant in Copenhagen or coming into a random restaurant in Kyiv, I will say Kyiv has a lot better food. Цікаво дізнатися твою думку стосовно підтримки України звичайними американцями. Американці здебільшого підтримують Україну. Це просто, американці дуже багато донатять на Україну. І більшість пересічних американців за Україну. Навіть причому тих, які голосували за Трампа. Але є дуже, Трамп і його, ця вся російська тусовочка, це трошки інше. BRB just got home, need to take a shower. There's a Copenhagen because they have to deal with mid-food and weather. Well, apparently like food here, well, so I went to a food market today, and I will say that like food there was really cool, and it wasn't like ridiculously overpriced because it's like street food market. For street food, it was ridiculously overpriced, but it was also the cheapest meal and probably the best meal I've had in Copenhagen so far. But the best meal I've had on the strip so far was in Malmo, Sweden, because it actually was really, really good. And it was not, it was like worth what it cost, as in like, it wasn't ridiculous. I don't know. At some point I went to, here is where I realized that Copenhagen is not for me, is when I went to a coffee shop and saw that getting a matcha latte and a regular croissant would be $22 US. And I was like, that is just literally obscene. Like, I don't care how much money an average citizen makes in Copenhagen. I don't care what the level of living is. I don't care how good the subway and the infrastructure is. There is no world in which you can justify a matcha and a croissant costing $22. And it wasn't like some bougie coffee shop. It was just like a normal coffee shop. How long are you in Copenhagen for? I'm here until Thursday evening. What about Danish beer, wine, liquor? I don't really drink, so I can't really tell you. I'm not a drinker. I can have an Aperol Spritz once in a blue moon. But yeah, alcohol here is incredibly expensive. Like drinks are very expensive, and so that's the point. It's like I'm not really a drinker to begin with, so for me it's not worth it to get drinks here because well, yeah, I drink very rarely, and when like drinks are, I don't know, $20 a drink, it's kind of like, what's the point? Uh, Chief engineer on this ship is Ukrainian from Odessa. Oh, that's cool, Dave. Oh, hi, British SY. So hi, England. Good to see you. If they're going to be out. Yeah, that's like my thing, my point, like there was a taco place where three tacos were $35, I think, because I look at prices here, right? And sometimes I'm just like, what? But that's the thing, it's like, so, like, I like good food too, but I feel like, and this is something I discovered after moving to Ukraine, and this is not because I'm Ukrainian, but everybody, actually, like most people that have been to Ukraine say that, right? Is that we have really, really good food, and prices in Ukraine are not ridiculous. And it's actually quite surprising for me how like amazing Kyiv food scene is. It has like some of the best food I've ever had like in the world. Like they can't make tacos for the life of them, but everything else is like fantastic. And so when Gabby comes from New York, aka the US, where like the ingredients themselves are not the best, she basically pays the same amount of money for food there, but the food is like 10 times worse, right? So here it's justified for her because she's getting like much better quality food, much better like produce, much better just ingredients, right? For me, it's so not justified because the food here is the same, if not worse, than the food I can get in Kyiv, and it costs like 10 times more than what it would cost in Kyiv. So for me, all of this is just like, "Mm, no." Hi, Gord. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I am Ukrainian. And that's very sweet. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't drink much either because alcohol is a depressant. Yeah, it is. Have good coffee too. I really want to try it. Yes. Well, the coffee here is really good, and in Sweden as well. Like Sweden is the birthplace of fika or fika. I think it's fika. And IKEA. Okay. And ABBA. So like, many things to be proud of. But and Sweden also has like, I don't know, a very like their fashion, you guys, is all earth tones. All of it. It's like all earth tones. So I came to Sweden. I saw people, and everyone makes fun of the Swedes because they apparently all like wear the same things, and all of their brands manufacture the same things, and they're all like beige and kind of like in that color scheme. And I'm just like, paradise. Literally paradise. Oh, Clinton, that's very sweet. How's things in Ukraine? I haven't been keeping up because I don't trust the local media. Any real info you have? Well, how are things in Ukraine? Russia is still striking us all the time. There was a major airstrike right before I left on this vacation. Yeah, it's like, I mean, things are, Russia still strikes civilian infrastructure. Russia has been hitting massive civilian buildings, and they killed a family in Suma. Sweden has the best cinnamon buns. I actually haven't tried cinnamon buns. I didn't have the time. Like 70s earth tones, or the ones that kind of made a return in the 90s. No, like earth tones that are kind of like, beiges and sort of like grays. Um, Hi, Gregory. But then Denmark, people really like very bright colored stuff. Like every store in Denmark is just like so many colors. It's so funny. It's such a contrast. Every day I wake up and hope to see that Sirski gets fired. No luck yet, but one day it will happen. Um, I like the thing is, I don't necessarily think that he is that much of a problem. Like, I'm gonna say I'm like not a fan of him, but I'm gonna say that like I think it's not necessarily him, it's more so like the system. Because I would say that it's not just him that needs to be fired. It needs to be restructured in a way where young commanders who have been leading this war since 2014, people with like real battlefield experience in this war, need to be in command instead of like, those kind of generals with accolades. And the thing is, like, if he gets fired, it's not going to change anything because the next person that's going to come, that's going to substitute for him is going to be, like an older general with accolades. And I think the problem is that it's a hybrid system where half of it is NATO standard and half of it is still quite Soviet. So there are lots of fantastic, talented people who could really change everything, and they're not being given the chance to do that. So in some units, commanders are really supportive and they kind of help their like best talent grow, and in some units, commanders are just like assholes who have accolades and have, nothing to show for them. Uh Coming back to food topic, hope that Lithuanian food didn't make you sick. No, I mean, like, to be fair, I didn't really eat that much in Lithuania, as in like we didn't go to any like super, like Lithuanian. We went to one Lithuanian traditional place. Beaver meat? You guys eat beaver meat? Very confusing. Used to be a lot of really high quality. No, I'm not a refugee. I was in Sweden for a day because I just took the train from Copenhagen because it's about 12 euro, and it's a 36-minute ride, so we kind of like did a day trip to Malmo. But I'm in Denmark, and it's my first vacation in like actual vacation, and I don't even know how long. I am enjoying Copenhagen. It's the thing is, like, it's a beautiful city. Again, I have like, nothing to say. Like, the architecture is gorgeous. There's so many parks. There's so many like castles and beautiful places. It's just that it's hard to really like enjoy Copenhagen because I'm just like flabbergasted by how much, like, it feels to me like breathing costs money here. Google says licorice and Lego are the top tourist purchases in Copenhagen. Yes, lots of licorice here. And it's Salonpas. Although I will ask Clinton, and politely, I don't mean to be, it's spelled Kyiv, Kiev. Kiev is Russian spelling. Um, how is Copenhagen? Is it true what they say here? It's overrun by various immigrants and apparently very multicultural, like London. Do you observe this, Yulia? I mean, it is multicultural. Like, there are lots of different people here, but I wouldn't say it's overrun by immigrants. I think that that's a very like hostile statement in a sense, but also like there are lots of Danish people here. Everyone speaks Danish. Everyone also speaks English. Um, Beating, no, my God, Matthew. But like, yeah, it's no, it's a multicultural city. Like, it's a very diverse city. There are lots of different people living here. Um, do people mistake you in Ukraine for being an American because of your accent? If I speak English, yeah. Like, if someone doesn't know me and I'm speaking English, they think I'm a foreigner. And then I start speaking Ukrainian and people are like, wait, what? So yeah, sometimes. But yeah. But like, I guess like to answer the previous question as to if I'm enjoying Copenhagen, like, I think it's gorgeous. I'm very happy that I went. I think there are lots of things that one can do. It's just it's beautiful to be here, you know? Um it's a beautiful place. Like, it's genuinely, I don't know, it's just gorgeous here and it's really nice. It's kind of like a very lovely atmosphere, and Danish people are very pleasant. So it's sort of like overall, it's an amazing place. It's just that, like, I don't think most people can afford it reasonably. Like, I really pick and choose what I want to do. Um, yeah. And it's just like, the reason why I brought it up, it's not like, oh my gosh, I want to complain. It's just more of like, honestly, I was not expecting it to be like this ridiculous. I don't think, like, I think New York is cheaper than Copenhagen. What is Copenhagen's number one food item? I think the s'moresbrod. Like, it's, one sec, I'll show you. It's a type of sandwich. Um, smorgasbord. No. Yeah, not the board, no. Smorgasbord. Board. No, but I don't want the board. I want the broad. I think there is also a broad. One second. Danish sandwich. Smørbrød. Smørbrød. Okay. It's like these types of sandwiches. Smørbrød. Um, I'm like waiting for someone Danish to watch this live and just like absolutely facepalm every time I say smorgasbord, and it's smørbrød. Also, for some reason, I don't know what it is. I think it's because I've been trying to like learn some French recently. I basically, any language that I don't speak, I pronounce their R's the like over exaggerated French way, and I don't know how to stop doing that. Because in Danish, they obviously don't say like, they say like, I don't know, brod, not brod. And I like just consistently keep putting up French R's everywhere for no reason whatsoever in any language that I don't speak. Like, if I need to read something in a language I don't know, yeah. Offended Dane. Some of your family members. That's so funny. I didn't. I mean, like, I guess it's a compliment. I'll take it. Um, I like Germans. I just I never thought I never thought I looked German. Oh, hi, Hugh. So yeah, there is that. Also, I really like Fritz colas, and there are lots of like very cool, lightly flavored sparkling waters here, like seltzers, which, if you know me, you know I love seltzers. So yeah. Oh, and rhubarb. Oh my gosh, anything rhubarb is very popular here. Rhubarb and yeah, rhubarb is very popular here as well. So yeah. Queen of sparkling water. Well, there aren't like enough, or there aren't really any like reasonable or decent seltzers in Ukraine. That's my one caveat. It's my one bone to pick with Ukraine is the absence of seltzers. Oh, flavored seltzers. Hmm. I had rhubarb ice cream today and it was really good. No, I don't. I don't only talk to green people. I just you're addressing the chat. Why would I? Um. Hi, Pumbaa. Pumbaa isn't a pig. He was a boar. It was my first time trying rhubarb ice cream. Actually, I don't know why. I've never really like been drawn to a rhubarb, but here it's such a like national thing, and there's so many different rhubarb things. Barbara's rhubarb, yeah. Yeah. I feel you, Frost. Yeah, rhubarb ice cream. It's pretty good, Cat. Try it. It wasn't really that creamy. I would say the great thing about it was that it was kind of like in between a gelato and a sorbetto. So it wasn't like quite sorbetto, but it also wasn't quite gelato. It was very like light and airy. Mm. Blasphemy. Oh my gosh, you know how many weird ice creams there are? There are like blue cheese ice creams and stuff like that. I think that veggie ice creams are not like the um are not the the worst. Mm. Oh. Okay, guys. Well, it's midnight here. It's now getting to be midnight here. And I think it's time for me to go to bed. I also want to wake up earlier tomorrow and I need to like wash my hair, as you can see. And I want to tomorrow is like my last full day here. And I need to find two souvenirs for two different people. And I want to go explore this like neighborhood where I haven't been. And from every one of my trips, the most important souvenir that I have been bringing has been for my dogs. And here is a weird observation. Aw, hi Ozzy, 17 months. Yay. But I've been bringing stuff for my doggos. And a weird observation about Denmark. I have maybe seen 6 or 7 dogs in total. And I have not seen a single pet store yet. So I looked one up. And there is one incredibly far out of my way, but it looks like a cool one. So I'm going to venture out there tomorrow to try and find some treats for them that they haven't had before. Because the one souvenir that I always bring is I bring them like a bag of treats from different countries. So I want to go get them some stuff. Okay. All right, you guys. Thank you, Dan, again for all the memberships. That's very, very, very sweet and kind of you. Yeah. And also thank you, Ozzy and Taz, for being here for so long. And thank you, all of you guys, for hanging out. A new episode of the podcast comes out tomorrow, by the way. And if you haven't watched the one from last week, then give it a go. Thank you, Carolyn.